This is Johnston for Lab 13.1, preparing for network address translation. So we're going to go ahead and go to our Lab A here, and let's go ahead and we already did configure terminal, so let's do router rip. And here we're going to type in network 192.168.20.0, and then we're going to do network 171.16.0.0, and then we're going to do passive interface. We're going to do S0/0/ and it's going to be /1, which is that one right there. Then let's enter exit. Then we're going to do IP default network, and it's going to be 171.16.10.1. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Lab B here, and we're going to do router rip, and it's going to be network 192.168.30.0, and then the other one's going to be 20.0. Then we're going to have to go to our Lab C, and here we're going to do our configure terminal, and then router rip, and then here we're going to do network 192.168.30.0, and then we're going to go into our ISP router here, and then in here we're going to do our configure terminal, and then line variable tail type 0 through 4, and here we're going to do no login. And then on the ISP router, we're also supposed to do configure terminal, and we're going to do IP route 0.0.0.0 and then 0.0.0.0, and it's going to be for our serial interface. There we go. And then when we ping, it shows 100%, so it goes all the way from ISP to right here. And we're going to do it the opposite way. We're going to end here, and then we're going to go ping 171.16.10.1. There we go. Pings both directions. And now we're going to do dynamic NAT, or network address translation. Then we're going to do that on Lab A here. We're going to go into that, and then we're going to put an IP NAT pool global net, and then put 171.16.10.50, and then 171.16.10.55 space net 255.255.255.0. And then we're going to create an access list. Permit 192.168.20.0 with a wildcard mask of 0.0.0.255. Then instead of 20, we're going to do 30 with the same wildcard mask. And then we're going to do IP NAT inside source list 1 pool global net. Interface S0/0/, and then 0 IP NAT inside, and then interface, and then just do a /1 here, and this one's going to be outside. And then we're going to go to our lab C, and since we know it pings and everything, we're going to go and we're going to telnet 171.16.10.1. There we are. We're an ISP. So yeah, it gave us an address, an outside address here, a public IP address, and then went over to the ISP. Alright, so let's go ahead and go on our lab B here on the router there, and in here we're going to go in here, and we're also going to telnet 171.16.10.1, and see, we just got right in there. We'll do enable. Oh, and we don't have a password set, so I actually have to go into the ISP here, enable, and let's do show users, and it'll show us who's logged in right now. And they say right here, see location, because the network address translation, it shows them as different IP addresses. And then let's go ahead and push disable, and we're going to try the same thing, show users, and it shows it right there too, the same exact thing. So you could do it in either mode. Alright, now they want us to go into lab A right here. Let's end out of this, and let's do show IP NAT translations. And then you'll see right here, see the inside, and then from the inside, they basically turn it to this inside global, and see that port number right there. That would, for most network address translations, they won't do one address per each one of these. They'll actually just change the port number for one address, but this would be the one address right there. And these port numbers will keep incrementing, so this will go 1026, and that's going to be part of our next configuration. Alright, so our next one, we're on our lab A. So in here, we're going to do clear IP NAT translations, and put a star. And we're going to go to configure terminal. We're going to put in no IP NAT pool. Actually, I can just press the up arrow here. Here we go. It says it's in use, cannot destroy. So, alright, so because of timing out, we don't have any users on our ISP right now. So now that that's set, I'm just going to go here and go end. And then we're going to just clear all that and do configure terminal. And then we'll try this again. I'm going to go into the next part here. And then we'll just create a new IP pool here. It's going to be Lamley 171.16.10.100 and then 171.16.10.100. Network mask of 255.255.255.0. Now, since I created the new pool, I was able to get rid of the old pool. There we go. Now let's put our access list to permit 192.168.20.0 and then wildcard mask is 0.0.0.255. And we're going to do the same thing. This instead of 20, it's going to be 30. Press enter. And we're going to do IP NAT inside source list to pool LAML overload. And this is the most common one used. So when it overloads it, then this time the address is coming a little bit different. So they go through the port numbers instead of just through the straight IP address. So let's go ahead and let's do our Telnet session. So it's going to be Telnet 171.16.10.1. So there we go. And then we're going to do lab B, and then we're going to go and we're going to do Telnet 171.16.10.1. And then let's go ahead and go to our ISP here, and let's do show users. There we go. You notice that the location is different this time. They aren't separate addresses. They're the same, but they are different port numbers. Alright. And then we're going to go here. And this one's going to be, we're going to do show IP network address translations or net translations. And see in here, they show different port numbers they're going out of, but it's the same IP address. Alright, so we're going to do debug IP network address translation. Alright, and now, and we're going to basically ping. I just did Control Shift the number 6, and then I let go and then press X, and that got me out of there. So we're basically going to ping our 171.16.10.1. Alright, and then we go back here, see it shows us what happened here. So basically what this is saying is this went from lab C to the ISP, and then it came back. So